Hey guys, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy that's just trying to get by. And welcome to another edition of First Attack. Here, I give my thoughts and opinions on the pilot or first episode of a new TV series. Keep in mind that my opinions are not on the series or season as a whole. It is mainly on basically the impression that I get from the pilot or first episode of said series. You know, I work in accounting. And it is my full time profession. I do this on the side, part time, and tomorrow I'm having people from overseas come by, and I'm supposed to really focus, and be a little bit more alert. It's kind of gonna be hard now because I got the freaking Ducktales theme in my head. So, so this first attack is on the DuckTales remake and everything. And, yeah, freaking here in Duckburg, lace cars, lasers, airplanes, it's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo! Oh, sorry. God damn it. Telling you, once that song is in your freaking head, it can't get out. It's gonna be in my head for a little bit probably now with how this pilot is with this pilot. So, a bit of synopsis. So, Donald Duck is basically the guardian of his triplet nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and he is on his way to a job interview, and but he has nobody to watch his nephews, so he goes to his Uncle Scrooge and asks him to do him a solid to just watch his nephews for a little bit. And with the triplets, being excited that they get to spend time with Scrooge, they see that Scrooge is not the exciting, rich adventurer that he once was. He is very cantankerous, what you would call not only cantankerous, but he keeps to himself to a degree. He tries to cut off connections with everyone, and so basically, Scrooge sends the boys off on their own. But before he does that, the boys remind him of something, saying that he used to be a big deal. What happened to him? Well, Scrooge himself, seeing that, believing that he is not over the hill, takes some of the inspiration and the words from his boys and his nephews, and decides to get back into the adventuring game. Now, this pilot does a lot of things correct and everything. I was originally upset that they were remaking this until I saw the voice actors, and I'll admit I did not know the voice of Huey and Dewey, because people tell me, oh, Sean, you should watch Community. Those guys are on Community. Yeah, I never really watched that show. But, I knew who does Louie, Bobby Moynihan, and who did Launchpad, Beck Bennett, Saturday Night Live actors, mind you. And, Kate Micucci does Webby. Kate Micucci. Anyway. But what made me say, yes, I am watching this series. I am definitely watching this. David Tennant does the voice of Scrooge. My favorite Doctor of the Modern Run! Anyway, so suffice to say, okay, you got actors that I like already. I'm on board, but yeah, I was on board, but if the pilot didn't do a good job, you could easily lose me. Thankfully, the pilot doesn't do that. What the pilot does is basically, it's actually setting the pace of the series, which the series itself is actually more closely based on the original comic book series of the adventures Donald Duck had with Scrooge McDuck, which I never read, and I'll be honest, I didn't do extensive research because I didn't want to look like somebody that, oh, okay, I'm just telling you about some stuff that I've researched and nothing that I've actually experienced, because it would have made me come off a little pretentious and talking about something that I don't really know about, which I don't like to do. But the series itself what it does compared to the original. First off, you get clear character, not only motivations and development from this series compared to the original. Because the original was fun, but everybody was, when you were introduced to everyone, everybody was really two-dimensional. Scrooge appeared cantankerous and cheap, which he appears cantankerous in this, but doesn't appear cheap. Huey, Dewey, and Louie are basically, even though their names are different, they really act like one kid entirely, where in this one, each of them have different distinguished personalities, and by my shirt, you should guess who my favorite character and who my favorite of the boys are from this pilot. And what they do with Webby is they make Webby so that little cute trying to be Uncle Scrooge. They make her a raging fangirl that is dying to get into some excitement and adventure. Mrs. Beakley is also improved because Mrs. Beakley is like, the no-nonsense maid and everything. Yes, she is like, the maid and she cleans up, but like, she ain't taking crap from anyone. The only person that hasn't changed is Launchpad. And to be honest, that's the one person I didn't want changed. I don't want Launchpad to have some, more depth and everything. I want the guy crashing into things, but at the same time being the lighthearted heart and soul that everyone revolves around. Because without Launchpad, basically every situation is kind of dull. And a good thing that they do is they quickly establish majority of the main cast in the pilot, where in the original series, you get introduced to everybody over a 5-episode arc, and then a little bit later you get more in-depth details of the characters. Another thing that this pilot does extremely well is basically not only do they add more dimension to the characters, you have more of a cohesive, closed off adventure to start everybody off. When the nephews encounter Webigail, they go into a room, and basically you quickly see some of the rugs that Scrooge has overtaken in his past. And when Scrooge comes in, you see that basically he might be old, but he still got a few tricks up the sleeve, and all of them taking on a few mystic creatures and everything, and how some of the characters are quick on their feet with thinking and decisive in how to take care of the situation. And a lot of the show as well, there were funny elements in the original, but here a lot of the humor is actually both there, tongue-in-cheek, obvious, but also as well as a little more cerebral and everything. So there's a lot of layers in this pilot. So with all that said, is there anything wrong? For me personally, one thing that bothers me is the animation. I really feel that while I know Disney did it a little bit more cheap to take more effort into establishing the characters and trying to establish the world more and closely follow the comic books, I really feel the animation suffers because the animation in the 80s looks a hell of a lot better, than this animation. And while I praise some of the voice actors, I really can't say that, they really wow me and everything. Yes, they wow me with performing, but they didn't wow me in the sense that I got basically, oh, they really believe in these characters. They immerse themselves in these characters and everything. But, it is the pilot. So basically, they're still trying to find their footing at this time. So while they didn't do a great job as the voice characters did in the original, they still did a decent job. But there's a lot to work with. There's a character missing, Duckworth. And everyone's asking about Duckworth, and now I am asking about Duckworth. I figure we might see him later on, but I haven't heard anyone say he's in this series, which, to be honest, I don't know if he was in the comics or not, but Duckworth he's one of those familiar, stern faces that, you actually need. You do need a straight laced uptight person to be in a series to at least bring some levity in. And I miss that, and I miss Duckworth. I hope they bring him into the series. But with fun action, decent comedy, expansion on the characters, and a fun ride for the first out. All I gotta say is the pilot to the 2017 DuckTales remake is a stunning blow. Agree? Disagree? Drop me a comment. Give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you'll know when a new video loads. But until then, this is Token Dave, the dorky token black guy that's just trying to get by. I'll catch you guys later.